Danny Segura for MMA Junkie. I'm here with Dan Hooker, who is days away from making his return to the octagon at UFC 325 in a badass fight against BSD. First of all, Dan, how are you? Welcome to Fight Week again. Pretty quick turnaround, right?
Feeling good, feeling like $1,000,000. And even if I wasn't, I'd lie straight to your face.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how it goes, right? And then after the fact, then you can review all the injuries and all the BS you guys have to deal with, right? Or well, you usually keep it to yourself too, right? You're not one to go in and then complain to the media after. I gotta ask you, man. This is a quick turnaround, understandably so, right? In Australia, it's not your home country, but close enough, right? Do these type of fight weeks have something like a special feel to them that it's like you can't miss because it's so close to home? I mean, probably the closest you can get to fighting to home, obviously, without actually fighting in New Zealand.
Yeah, I'm looking at this as a hometown fight without the hometown pressure. It's
Yeah,
the support here is absolutely incredible. When Australia and New Zealand go to war, they go to war together as the Anzacs. So it's like that when we're taking on the rest of the world, especially these French. We got to get rid of these.
yeah,
Yeah, but it's I jumped on this fight because and I had such a quick turnaround just because of this event. Like it wasn't like a lot of other times or a lot of other fighters where they're just like they panic and they're like, oh, after a loss, and they're like, I need to get it back, I need to get it back. Like they double or nothing at the casino pretty
yeah,
much. It wasn't that. I jumped on this fight because it is here in Sydney and it is close to home, and I wanted to be a part of this card.
yeah.
I knew Vault was the main event and I wanted to jump on and just be a part of it. And yeah, it's been incredible being here in Sydney. It's really, I'm really glad that I did this.
Yeah, and it definitely adds to the card. As I mentioned in the intro, this is a badass fight because BSD, he might not have the history that you have in the division, but he's someone that has become a fan favorite over time, has put on some badass fights, and kind of cut from the same cloth. So, is this someone you had on your radar, like eventually that you thought you were eventually going to end up fighting?
um Yeah, obviously, like I was looking up, and then after the result of the last one, I knew I'd have to fight down in the rankings, but I didn't realize that I'd get such a good fight. BSD, man, credit to him for taking the fight.
Yeah,
Really, like I met the guy yesterday, and me, I don't mind a bit of back and forth. I don't mind a bit of trash talk, but yeah, trying to trash talk this bloke's like trying to trash talk a boot. He's the nicest bloke. He's a nice display. He just said thank you for taking the fight. And man, to be honest, thank him for coming all the way down there. I knew I'd have to fight down in the rankings, but to get a guy that's ranked a couple spots lower on a big win streak, coming off a big win, and to get him to travel to the other side of the world, it's very difficult to get fighters to accept the challenge of that and to travel that far. He's actually coming from the other side of the world. So, yeah, just thankful that he's that we get to share this opportunity together.
yeah. And do you almost prefer to have some sort of heat or have your opponent sort of trash talk you? Because I mean, you are getting ready to kick their ass, right? So is it almost easier to have some sort of bad blood towards them? Does it make it a little harder? Like, hey, I actually like this guy. He seems pretty cool.
Nah, that's that. At the end of the day, is
Yeah,
it's. I'm like indifferent about the whole thing. You have to, mate. I've had 50 fights, and it's there isn't, and I've felt every single emotion you could possibly
yeah,
feel inside of that cage, and it doesn't help you a single shred. You get angry, you lose. You get happy, you get distracted, you lose. Like you have to stay calm, calculated, and just remove emotion from the whole situation altogether. If you get emotional,
yeah,
you lose. So you have to stay very composed and very emotionless, like when you're out there. So by the time you step in the cage, it doesn't matter if you hate the guy or you think he's the best bloke in the world. You're so cold and calculated at that point.
yeah. And in terms of the fight itself, what are you expecting? Because at the beginning he was kind of brawling guys, and obviously he still has that DNA, but I think after the fight against Poirier, we started seeing him sort of wrestle more, and lately he's been sort of leaning back on that on his jiu-jitsu and his wrestling. Do you think he's going to go out there and try to put on a fight of the night with you, or go straight for grappling? What are you expecting?
Smart money would say he's going to try and take me down.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like fights are generally dictated by who can who against the cage or who can stay out in the open. I obviously want to stay out in the open and keep it on my feet. And he obviously he 100% he wants to press me against the cage and get some control time. And look, take the fight to where he has an advantage. He's a smart man. I don't take him as a stupid man.
Hmm.
I don't think that he's gonna come all this way to stand in the pocket and swing punches with me. I don't think that's a very smart move to do. And I take him. I calculate him as a very smart man.
Yeah. This fight has fight of the night written all over it. I think it's probably the number one contender there for that bonus. I don't know if you saw or you heard that now under this new era for 2026, the CBS Paramount era, bonuses are at least the performance bonuses are now up to 100K, meaning fight of the night or performance of the night, and the finishes alone are 25K. Your reaction to that bump?
Sold, sold.
You're in.
I will now gunning. Now I'm gunning for a bonus. I'm trying to buy me. I'm trying to buy me neighbor's house. My neighbor's house is for sale. I'm trying to buy that. So an extra 100K wouldn't hurt. The bank would like that.
Yeah, maybe two fight of the night. Maybe you get a knockout too. 200K.
Oh, dreams are free. Dreams are
Yeah,
free. Don't count your chickens before they
yeah, that's
hatch.
true. Do you wish that that would have come a little sooner because you have a long list of bonuses, right? I'm sure if that would have been the case a few years ago, man, you would have had some nice extra change there, right?
It is what it is. You
Yeah,
can't, yeah. It is what it is. It is what it is. If I would have done a lot of shit, I would have had a lot more money. You know what I mean? If I
that's
wouldn't have
true.
got my ass kicked, if I wouldn't have got my ass kicked 2 months ago, I would have a lot more money. If I would have if I didn't jump guillotines, I'd have a lot more money.
Yeah,
You can't live in the past. You can only dust yourself off and get back out there.
yeah. And something else I wanted to ask you, I saw like I don't think it was like a full interview, but it was a clip that Oscar Willis posted on his Instagram. Not long after your fight against Sarukin, and you're like, "Yo, if I can't have the belt, nobody else can." Like you're on people online were calling it like the Petty Tour, which everybody absolutely loved. It just kind of trying to spoil as many dreams
The penny
as
tour.
possible.
I love it. It actually warms my heart. Like
Yeah,
it is. I was like, I asked. I was at a media the other day, and I was like, "Does that make me a bad person?" And everyone's like, "No, it doesn't make you a bad person." I was like, "Oh, great! They're gonna pay me a load of money. They're gonna pay me a boatload of money to go out there and to just ruin people's dreams, and everyone's gonna say I'm still not a bad guy."
yeah.
I have found my niche. I have found my purpose in life.
Yeah, it's definitely the way you put it was just like really poetic in the best way possible. And I gotta ask you like you see like you interview a lot of fighters over the years, and a lot of them will tell you like, oh, if I'm not fighting for the belt, like this is what I get into the sport for. If I'm not fighting for the belt, I might as well retire. Like they're always gunning for that. It kind of felt like with your comments, you kind of made a peace with that. Like perhaps I'm not gonna become champion. That's not in the cards, but that's not gonna stop me from fighting.
No, no, they just started paying me good. I'm not gonna.
Hmm.
I'm not. I'm gonna stop now. I'm a happy man.
Yeah,
I can't, brother. I can't sing. I can't dance, and I can't cook. So I got fuck all else I can possibly do with my life, but I can take a punch.
yeah.
So I gotta. Everyone has to stick to their strengths. My strengths just happen to be that.
Does it lift almost like a pressure off your shoulders and make sort of this chapter a lot more fun because a lot of fighters kind of forget about having fun and enjoying the ride because of the pressure of the title and everything has to be perfect and all that.
Like the belt's just something that's come. It's not saying that like you're not. It's just the mindset of that just works better for me. Like when you're going out there and you're just telling yourself, like I'm the best, I'm the number one, like I'm the most skilled, I'm this and that. It just wasn't a good frame of mind when like what makes Dan Hooker is his grit and
Yeah.
determination, and it's like his will to win, and just his will to destroy other people's hopes and dreams. That is where like I mentally do my best work, and it's like I feel like I can beat anyone in the world with that mentality.
Yeah. Like the Green Reaper of the division now. You're just going
Yeah,
around.
yeah. It's not that I wasn't like not saying I can't beat Arman Sarukian, but I was like I can't beat him with that mentality, with the
Yeah.
mentality that I'm just trying to ruin his hopes and dreams. That is a better approach to the sport for me.
Yeah. And something I wanted to ask you because time is short here. So last question. We've seen your transformation, obviously, as a fighter, as a person, through all these years in the UFC. But another thing has been your tattoos, right? Like you didn't go into the UFC. I think you didn't have a single tattoo. I'm not quite sure. And
Not a single
then
thing.
yeah, and then from maybe a few years ago, it went from like 0 to 100. That also happened, I believe, with Messi. I don't know if you're a football fan, a soccer fan. Like he had no tattoos, and then like one summer he was just getting tattoos all over. Now he's got like full sleeves and his legs and everything. What did it for you? Because usually it's a thing that you start when you're young, but you kind of did it as you were older, and then you really dove into it.
Yeah, just fell into it. I had a broken hand, so I had some time off, and then
Yeah,
my friend Josh Kearns, a tattoo artist, and so that was my first one. Was I just ended up doing my whole
a whole
back, and then
back
I
piece.
was
That's
like,
crazy. Yeah,
and then you're just like, well, it looks stupid if I just have this massive one. I've got this one
yeah,
massive tattoo on my back, and then I did my legs, and I was like, now it just looks like I'm walking around with socks on. So I was like, that looks stupid. So I have to get something on that. Like it's
yeah.
just
You gotta even it up.
you start to see it. Yeah, it's very addictive. It's a very
Yeah,
addictive. And I'm not finished. I had tattoos lined up, but then I got another fight. I didn't have enough time to get
right.
new tattoos.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. You still got some real estate there.
We got some
What's gonna
real
be your next
estate.
one?
I want to finish my my chest, like all up here.
Okay. What are you gonna get?
Finish all that. Huh?
What are you gonna add to it?
Fuck knows. I didn't pick them.
Oh, yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out then.
I just sit down and let the boys do their thing.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, Dan. Well, I know we got to cut it here because of the time, but thank you so much for this interview and best of luck against BSD. It's gonna be a badass
Too
fight. You guys
easy.
can't miss it. UFC 325.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the time.